The 1,000 injuries of Fortunato I had borne as best I could, but when he ventured upon insult, I vowed revenge. There's no need to dwell too long on the particulars or any deeper provocations, but know that my course was set. Understand this, Fortune never suspected a thing. I gave him no cause to doubt my goodwill. He had pride, you understand, a weakness that could be exploited. Yes, Fortunato was respected, even feared in certain circles, and prided himself as a connoisseur of wine. It was this vanity, this smug certainty in his own abilities, that would lead him straight into my grasp. One evening during the carnival madness, I encountered Fortunato amidst the revelry. He was in high spirits, aided no doubt by the wine that ran freely during such occasions. He was dressed in motley, a tight-fitting fool's costume of stripes, and capped with bells that jingled with every drunken step. I greeted him warmly, even excessively, as a friend should. My words, my demeanor gave him no glimpse of what lay ahead. He listened intently as I shared a piece of fabricated news, that I had purchased a pipe of what purported to be Amontillado, the finest of wines. Yet, I confessed, I had doubts about its authenticity. Fortunato's eyes glittered with intoxicated curiosity. Amontillado? He repeated incredulously, as though I had spoken of buried treasure. I feigned hesitation, mentioning another wine enthusiast, Lucresi, who could confirm its worth. But that was a calculated slight, of course, for no insult stung Fortunato more than the suggestion that Lucresi's palate rivaled his own. "Let us go at once," he insisted, brushing aside my protestations about his health and the damp air of the vaults. And so, arm in arm, we departed the carnival, weaving through throngs of merrymakers to my palazzo. I had ensured that the house was empty before our arrival. My attendants had been given orders that all but guaranteed their immediate disappearance. I led him through the sprawling estate, the rooms growing darker and colder as we ventured further. Taking 2 flambeaux, I guided him down the narrow, winding stairs that descended into the depths of the catacombs, a sprawling subterranean labyrinth where my ancestors' bones rested among barrels and casks of wine. The damp air grew thick, laden with niter that spread like a white fungus along the stones. Fortunato's cough echoed through the vaults, but he dismissed it with bravado, his pride keeping his concern at bay as much as the wine. "The Amontillado," he muttered eagerly, stepping ever forward. I fed his anticipation with promises and reassurances, offering him draughts of wine along the way to fortify his spirit against the chill and damp. Medoc, then de Grave, all meant to dull his senses and defend against suspicion. Finally, we arrived at the innermost recesses of the crypt, a narrow niche exposed by displaced bones, its granite walls deep and foreboding. "Here lies the Amontillado," I said, gesturing forward. Fortunato stumbled ahead, his drunken confidence carrying him straight into position. And then, in the blink of an eye, I acted. Chains hung from the walls, ready and waiting. He was fettered and bound before his sluggish mind could register resistance. A padlock clicked into place, securing him there. "Montresor!" he cried, bewildered, his voice thickened by disbelief. I stood back, taking in the sight of him, helpless and confused, but still clinging to hope. A cruel mockery indeed. "And now," I said, "the Amontillado." Taking up my trowel, I began to work. When his screams subsided, there came laughter. Mocking laughter, mad and desperate. Then pleading, "For the love of God, Montresor," he called. "Yes," I replied coldly, unmoved by his words, "for the love of God." Silence followed, no reply, only the faint jingling of bells. I placed the final stone, sealing him within. My work was done. Against the wall of freshly laid masonry, I restored the ramparts of bones, hiding any trace of my grim construct. For half a century, there has been no disturbance. Let him rest in peace, in pace requiescat. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and activate the bell to receive all that is new